Hi everyone, it's me Giovanni, and today is going to be about Five Nights at Freddy's again. Yeah, I got nothing else to say except if anyone watched my last video, actually, if anyone watched, the video before my last video yesterday, I just hope all of you are doing okay, because, yeah, I don't know, you know what? I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to think about it. This is about Five Nights at Freddy's, not about the end of the world or whatever. Mainly, Chica's Party World. Now, the only information that we have about Chica's Party World, at least to me, is that Chica was a separate mascot in her own restaurant. Chica's Party World, of course, being from Chica's Restaurants. Yeah, that's apparently a thing. Where, like I said, Chica was her own separate mascot. She also had a crew, Mr. Cupcake, of course, Miss Milkshake, Mr. Chicken, or Bucket of Chicken, and, oh yeah, Miss Burger. She also has cheddar on the menu at her place. Chica's Party World, at least in the video in the game, is supposed to be like a 1950s inspired roller rink diner, especially since Chica and her crew have on roller skates, reminiscent of 1950s waitresses in diners, which I immediately love. Chica, her mascot costume, and her drawn design looks more like a chicken, and I love it. The only confirmed date that we have at Chica's Party World is in 1975, where a crash plummet of profits surfaced, and Chica's Party World probably got bankrupt and bought by Fazbear Entertainment. The other date would be 1973 from a picture that's not really seen in game of Chica, of the mascot Party Time Chica with a child, and it specifically says on that photo 1973. I'm not sure if it's a fan-made photo or something that was cut, yeah, great. Now, I do want to bring up something. Sometimes my tablet is a little slow when it comes to loading. But anyway, just recently, earlier before making this video, I saw this by Carnival Stick in the Fnaf Twitter community post. For some reason, that's a thing. To elaborate, here are the many, many dates we got, and this isn't even including Dave's birthdays or the MCM earnings that chart that goes from 1965 to 1975. I actually really like what Carnival Stick did. I think it's really nice and much more easier for me to have in the FNAF, in my version of the FNAF timeline. Now, the snow happening in September, I'm not even going to question about that, because let's just say in some countries it it can snow at different months or different times of season instead of what happens in America, or at least where I live. Yeah, I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to question it. And this Murray's costume and net earnings. This chart can be found in the admin wing. It's not necessarily when MCM was founded. Yeah, probably not founded at that time. But it's the furthest back we have for it. Personally, I think this is when Edwin took over. Probably after his father died. And when I thought about it, Edwin's father, Edwin Murray Sr., kind of reminds me of Walt Disney, which I think is ironic because Walt Disney died during the mid-1960s due to lung cancer because of Walt's habit of smoking. Because smoke causes lung cancer. That's a fact. And Walt Disney didn't actually die in 1965. He died a year later in 1966 on December 15th. And like I said, it was due to lung cancer because of, smoking. But, yeah, I really like this. I really like the information that Carnival Stick has. I really, really like it. It mostly just involves most of the mascot costumes being picked up or ordered, and that's fine. That's totally fine. I wasn't sure what else to make of this video, but, well, at least the good news is Chica's Party World, and the official Fnaf games is much better than the one of Funtime Chica with, JJ / Balloon Girl, Ennard, Music Man, and Lolbit. Because how the hell would that even be possible? I don't know. But let's just say that Chica's Party World was still around during the time of Sister Location, or at least when when Funtime Chica wasn't around. And when she was rented out. And probably never came back. Now, some people said that Foxy the Pirate Fox with Roxy and the other puppet crew, being also separate from Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, or Fredbear's Family Diner, was also his own separate character and were originally for David, Edwin's son, which makes sense some degree. But in The Secret of the Mimic Game, the main character Arnold goes inside the Captain Springlock suit, and we encounter, in first person, Captain Foxy's Puppet Show, or Puppet Foxy's Pirate Show. the Pirate Foxy pirate show, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Because, when I was a kid, like really little, I used to like puppet shows. They were really entertaining. Really entertaining. I like puppets. Some other people like puppets, and that's good. I really like how, there wasn't an exact timeline for, like, David's birthday since, originally Mimic was, supposedly made during the early 1980s, but now it's been switched up to the, mid or late 1970s, which I don't mind. I mean, a few people, I'm pretty sure, don't like the advanced technology because the story of The Secret of the Mimic takes place in the 1970s, and advanced technology did not exist during that time. And I completely understand, but it's Fnaf. And like Fnaf and many other games like Ninja Gaiden, futuristic elements can happen at certain can happen in those stories. So in like because the future is not real in real life, but it is in like video games and certain other media. Yes it is. So I don't mind the advanced technology in the 1970s of FNAF. I mean, then again, in Five Nights at Candy's, one of the first FNAF fan games, there were literal animatronics during the 1960s. I'm not kidding. Let me just search it up right now. I decided to go with the 1950s animatronics instead of the 1960s. Well, I did, but then 1950s would be a bit farther, so I went with that. And there's, I can barely even tell if there were actual animatronics during the 50s, but it's whatever. I mean, there were, but yeah, there most definitely were 1950s animatronics. Like I said, Five Nights at Candy's by Emil Mago, one of the first FNAF fan games, literally had animatronics during the 1960s. I'm not kidding. So if you really want to complain about advanced technology happening in the 1970s, then why don't you just deal with the fact that people have already done stories with, like, in animatronics during a certain decade where it probably wasn't even that possible in real life. Like, hello? Things can literally happen in a fictional universe. Hello? Like, flying cars in Ninja Gaiden. Hello? People. The future exists. Not in real life, but it can happen in a fictional world. Okay? It's not that hard to stomach. Sorry. Anyway, that's all for this random video. I hope you enjoyed it or not. That's okay. Please stay safe. Please stay at home, stay away from protests and segregated areas, and don't forget to smile. Bye.